What's up, YouTube? It is Magic Mistress. Today I'm back with another manifesting video, how manifestation is connected to your mind. So the way that you manifest has to be connected to your formula. And I coined the term formula based on each individual's blueprint of manifestation. And I'm also going to be touching on everything that could be the reason why your manifestations haven't been coming to you the way you would like them to. It all comes down to our formula. So the formula, the blueprint for manifesting, it's all about how your mind works. And if you think about it, if you're following a formula that is not inherently yours, your manifestations could actually come out the opposite of what you want, or they could just come out in a way that you were not expecting. And this is because you have to follow your own formula. If you try and take someone else's, it's like you're putting things in your mind that don't belong there because it's not the way your mind works. And the way that I have seen this happen all over, because manifestation became mainstream, was the majority of people think the same. So they have no problem with manifesting. They have no problem with doing the methods that are popular. But what about the people that are not like the collective? What about the people that have a different way of thinking? And these people also need a formula to manifest. Otherwise, you can run into roadblocks, delays, or just seeing your manifestations in the way that you were not wanting them to turn out to be. So that is what I'm touching on today. I first want to start off with talking about how to match your manifestation. It's very important that depending on if you're manifesting in the unseen or physical realm, the way that you can make this happen in reality has to match with the vibration of the thing you are manifesting, but also the category of it. So the unseen realm, this is things that can be feelings, thoughts, a way of life. You want to feel better about yourself. You want to have stronger connections with your friends, your romantic partner. You want to feel a certain way or think a certain way. This is the unseen realm. Now, the physical realm is things that are tangible. Friends and romantic partners are still a part of this, but it's different because in the physical realm, it has to be tangible, which means it's multiple. So if you want multiple friends, if you want multiple romantic partners, then you would do the physical realm of this. Or if you want to attract money, if you want a good home, if you want a romantic relationship that revolves around money or gifts or anything in the physical realm, that is what you use it for. So I'm first going to start off with the unseen realm now that I have explained the two categories. In the unseen realm, it's coming within. So your ritual needs to be done within, not in the external world. Examples of manifesting in the unseen realm can include how your thoughts would be if you already had it, feeling your desire as if it's already there, visualizing it, or meditating on it and involving all of these things in one meditation. The method to manifest in the unseen realm is to feel the emotion of how you would be if it was already happening. Once you are feeling this emotion, the emotion connects you to the visual. The visual connects you to the thoughts. It has to go in this order because this is the order of how it is in real life. When it's connected with feeling and you're meditating, it's with your higher self. And this is why I say that you have to feel, then that leads you to the visual, then that leads you to the thoughts, because that is all aligned with your higher self. If you mix up any of those parts in that order, you're going to have a manifestation that is not exactly what you wanted it to be because you were not connected with your higher self. Your connection with yourself needs to be very strong. It requires a lot of self-discipline, and in the physical realm, it requires more of giving. You have something else to rely on other than yourself. Before I get into that, I also wanted to say that when you are manifesting in any way, do not dwell in it for too long. Once you have seen, felt, and thought everything that you intentionally wanted to be in that moment, you need to fully release it. If you dwell on it for a really long time, it's not saying that it's not going to happen, but it's saying that when it happens, you're not going to feel gratitude. You're not going to feel anything. Because if you feel it all in the moment when you're manifesting, you're connecting to the timeline of your manifestation. So if you feel, think, and see everything, then when you get there to the actual point, you already felt everything in that moment. So when it's actually happening, you're just going to be there. But if you feel these things in a little bit, just a little glance, and then once you get everything you need that you know it's going to happen, you leave yourself enough gratitude, feeling, thoughts, when this beautiful moment actually happens so you can experience it. And that also comes with the self-discipline I was talking about, because you need to have that in order to really release it. You don't want the thoughts, the feelings to keep coming throughout the day, keep thinking about it. No. So in the physical realm, the ritual should be done in the physical, and this can be with writing, affirmations, involving the elements, buying objects that represent what you're manifesting, anything that is putting it in the outer world. And this is also why it's easier to start off with physical manifestations, because you don't have to have your concrete stability, self-discipline in yourself, because if you're putting it in the outer world, you can put your trust in the elements, you can put your trust in your words, you can put your trust in a higher power if you want to. Anything else that is going to help you. The unseen realm is all you. So you really have to have it together if you're manifesting in the unseen realm. Physical realm is really good to start off with. So we talked about the unseen realm and the physical realm. What about if it's a combination? Okay, let's think of a romantic relationship, and you want to get married, and you want to have a really nice house with this person. You want to have a family with this person. Now, I don't believe in manifesting a specific person. I've made a video on that before. But if you are just in general manifesting a marriage, something that is acquiring in the physical and the feeling and connection with that person, this can be used for a combination method. The combination method is going to involve the elements to manifest it in the physical world. So you can light a candle, you can have a paper with all the things that you want to see. And then when you have felt everything, thought everything, you saw it, then you release it, you blow out the candle, you fold your paper under the candle 4 times, and then you finally release it. You don't keep thinking about it, you let it go, you put the paper and the candle in a safe place. Your altar is probably best, and then you go on about your life without obsessing about it, and you will see it. When you get experience with your magic, you're going to feel like you have the strength to make things happen in the reality, and then you will be able to move on to higher methods. All of those methods I just said can work for everyone. But when you master the way that you see your manifestations come to life is when you can move on to your formula. And your formula is what I'm going to talk about now. There are 3 types of formulas for each individual person, and based on how I describe them, you're probably going to pick up which one is you. Then comes the bond with your mind. To live a good life is to be a master of not the universe, but your own universe. And the more you know of manifestation, the more you know of the self. And this goes with the formula. What it is a blueprint to your mind, to the reality that you are creating. And it's specific to you. Once you know the basics of your blueprint, you can maneuver it in different ways. You can try out different techniques with it. And if something doesn't work, you know that it's not part of the formula. But the basics that I'm about to line out now will work for everyone that is a part of each individual formula. The formulas are divided into people, person A, person B, and person C. I'm just going to give a couple examples, and these go with the different people, which are the different formulas. An example of the law of balance, of manifestation in someone, can be someone that is very hard on themselves. They are their own worst enemy. They have a lot of anxiety. They have a lot of self-doubt. They have a lot going on in their head. But then on the outside, they have a lot of success, or they work out a lot, or they have amazing grades. And it is an extreme polarity. This person is person A. Person B is someone who has it all together inside. They have a lot of confidence, they trust themselves, they don't really feel fear, they don't have self-doubt, they know that they can do anything. And because of this, people see them as not really having a lot of acquirements. They may not do a lot to prove themselves. They may just be a watcher of the scenes. They may not really contribute a lot to society. But if you ever talk to these people, they talk like they deserve everything. They got it all together. They can sometimes be arrogant if they're not evolved. And this type of person is person B. So the polarity in these people is that person B has a high sense of strength within the self. And in the outside world, they can appear weak because they don't have proving themselves or physical acquirements. Person A does not have a strong sense of self, but on the outside, they do, and it is seen by other people because they make up for the feeling within inside. Now, person C is what you would call a normal person. They're a person who just lives authentically. They don't really have a lot of issues. They're just someone that you can talk to and they're going to tell you how they feel, and it comes very natural to them. They may be very open about certain projects or thoughts. They're very open people because they're connected with both the physical world and the internal because they have a balance of both in each. I believe that someone has to hear it this way in order for it to really click. Person A is someone who has straight A's. Person B has C's and D's. And person C has A's and B's. There needs to be a balance with thoughts in the self and actions created in the world. The formula goes with each group. So if you have been following a formula that is not who you are, your manifestations are not going to be able to really come to fruition in the way that you're hoping for because it's not your formula, it's not your universe. Remember, you have to be a master of your own universe, not the universe. When we honor our uniqueness, when we study our minds and we figure out what group that we fall into, then we can move on to our formula. So the person A, I call the inner critic. The way of manifesting that works best for these people is scripting affirmations and speaking it into existence. Everything is holding them back in their head. And what makes them feel stable is creating it on the outside, which is why they have a lot of achievements. So if they say it on the outside, it makes them stable. And now they're in the energy that it is happening. That's why these people can manifest like that. It's really easy for them because if you think about it, we always hear scripting and affirmations everywhere you look. And it works for a lot of people because a lot of people do have fear. They have self-doubt. They have everything that is holding them back. But what about the people that don't have any of those things, that they have it together inside and they don't need tangible things, but sometimes they want them? These people I like to call the supporter, because they always support themselves no matter what, and that's why they don't need things on the outside because they already have it within. And if anything, sometimes they feel like having things on the outside makes it feel like they're not worthy on the inside. They're like, why would I have to do that if I already have everything I need right in here? And their best way to manifest is visualizing and meditating the unseen realm. And person A aligns with the physical realm of manifesting. And person C, I like to call the hopeful one, because they are able to use all the techniques of person A with the discernment of person B. Person B knows that on the outside, they cannot be boastful. they cannot do anything that is speaking it into existence. That's why I said visualizing and meditating, and I didn't mention affirmations, because if person B says things, they will not happen. It doesn't matter how good it is. It doesn't matter if they deserve it. If it's not a part of their formula, it's not going to happen. So these people need to be very careful with how they manifest. Their best bet is the unseen realm. So person C can use the discernment of person B, knowing that they can't just speak things concretely and know what's going to happen, but they can use the methods of scripting and affirmations like person A, just not as confident on the outside. So the way that this can look like is they say their affirmations, they say their scripting, and then at the end of it they say, but I know it's all up to the universe, so if it is divinely meant to happen, then I will be excited, or I will be grateful, or I am grateful if they want to say it in the present tense. But it needs to have a connection with leaving it up to the universe. Person C is best aligned when they have a connection to another source that they have trust in. They must say, probably, I hope so, or something like that. It can never just be concrete. Once you find out your formula, once you have that connection with yourself, once you match your manifestation after a routine amount of times, you have that self-discipline, you're ready to move on to your formula. If you follow the formula, you will be okay. Specifically for person B, I just wanted to say one last thing. Because you have it together in the inside, and then if you speak something on the outside that is like, I am confident, or this is going to happen, I am going to get that job. You may speak things and then you feel like, oh, that wasn't good. And it's because you inherently know that it's not going to happen if you said it. Person B cannot make jokes. Person B cannot plan to be somewhere at the specific time. It's just not going to happen. If someone says to person B, when do you want to hang out? Can you tell me a time? Person B's got to be like, maybe sometime between 1:30 and 2. They can't even say between 1:30 and 2. It has to be probably between, maybe. If you give any concrete thing with person B, it will not happen. And this is why these people can see them as not being functional members of society, because their formula is very different and harder to understand. But one thing about their formula, which is kind of funny, anything they feel internally or think internally, they can say it in the opposite on the outside, and it will make that thing happen. You can be like, I don't want to hang out with them today, and you'll hang out with them. So person B is someone it's really funny because they also can't make jokes. They really don't like sarcasm because it scares them. They know what can happen if they make a joke. It's going to happen. It's jinxing. Jinxing happens a lot to these people. And a couple things about person A is that if you happen to get over that inner anxiety, those self-doubt thoughts one day, that is a situation that you can flip your formula and you can change to person B. But inherently, if you were born with that anxiety or self-doubt, it will probably always be there, but it's also a good thing because you have the easiest way to manifest. And with person C, they also have to have that rule that's like maybe between 1:30 and 2, because maybe is giving the intention that it's up to the universe. It's not completely up to them. They need to have a connection with the other realm if they want to feel secure and trusting in themselves. The other two types have that trust. It's just manifested in different ways. I know that was a lot of information. I know I said manifesting like 100 times. I recommend for all of my videos that you have a paper and pencil and you write notes down. I talk about a lot of different points in my videos, and just watching them without any notes, it's harder to digest it in your head, but once you write it down, it makes more sense. And that is the end of this video. I will see you in the next one.